this is one of the crochets from Crochetgasm.com. Today I'm going to share with you this Christmas pattern for this kind of a coaster or a dishcloth. They look very nice and they're quite heavy because we have used 2 yarns which run through. You can find the detailed pattern in Crochetgasm.com. The links are available in the description box. I'm using 2 colors here. This is 5mm yarn. I'm using a Christmassy color which is red, and I'm using this beige yarn. I'll make a chain of 3 to begin with, and then I'm going to slip it in the first chain. For row 1, I'm going to make 10 single crochets. So chain 1, and I'll go in the center of this chain 3, and then I'm going to make 10 single crochets in this center. I have made 10 single crochets. To end this row, I would usually have to go into the first stitch and then slip it to finish the row. But in tapestry, we don't do like that. We need to go into the first stitch and we will start making the next row. So I would do a single crochet here, but here I need to change my color. So I'm going to add red, and pull through these 2 loops using red. Now I need to do 2 single crochets into this stitch in the same stitch, and the last 2 I'm going to change my color. I'll do 1 single crochet in the next stitch, but I will not pull through. I'm going to pull through using red. Now I'm going to do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. Every time I'm going to have 2 single crochets in red. Out of those 2 single crochets, I'll do 1 single crochet like that, and the other single crochet I will pull through the last 2 loops using the other color. Now I'm going to do 1 single crochet in the next stitch without pulling through, change the color, pull through, and then do 2 single crochets in the next stitch. So the pattern for this is 1 single crochet in beige and 2 single crochets in red. I have a total of 15 stitches right now. In row number 3, the pattern is 3 red and 1 beige. So for making the 3 red, this is my first stitch of my previous row. I'm going into this and I'm going to do an increase here. I'll do 2 single crochets in red, and on this red, which is the second stitch of the previous row, I'm going to do 1 single crochet in red. So that is going to give me 3 single crochets in red, but the last stitch I will pull through using beige. So I have 3 stitches in red. My next stitch is this, the beige one, in which I will do a beige stitch, but I won't pull through. I will pull through using red. So that way I have 1 bead stitch here, and over these 2 red stitches I need to do 3 red stitches. Pull through using red, and over this bead stitch I'm going to do a bead stitch. Pull through using red, 3 red stitches over here. I am also tucking my thread at the back. So the pattern for this row is 3 red stitches and 1 bead stitch. This is end of row 3. and this is the first stitch of the previous row, that is row 3. Now I have to do, for the next row, I have to do 4 red stitches over these 3 red stitches, and I will have 1 bead stitch in between. So 4 and 1 is the pattern. To start that, I'm going to use my red thread, pull through using red. So that finishes my previous row, which was row 3. Now I'm going to do 2 red stitches over here, over the first red stitch. And 1 red stitch over each of these 2 stitches. That will give me a total of 4 red stitches, 1 and 1 here. The last stitch I'm going to pull through using beach, and I'm going to do 1 beach over this red stitch. Every time I'm tucking my threads at the back, this is one place where I couldn't tuck, but I would try to tuck it so that there is less of pull in my final product. So the pattern is 4 red and 1 beach. In row 4 I had a total of 25 stitches. So 4 red and 1 beach, that's 5 in this section, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 sections. So 5 5s are 25. In the next row, which is row number 5, I'm going to have 5 red stitches over these 4 red stitches, and I'll continue to have 1 bead stitch. So I am going to, this is the last stitch of the previous row. I'm going to pull through using red, and in the first stitch I'm going to do 2 red stitches, and I will make sure that I am tucking the beach behind it. So 1 and 2, then 3 in the next stitch, 4th and 5th, and pull through using beach, tuck the red one behind and do 1 bead stitch. Now to keep the threads untangled, I generally have the yarn separated like this. My red yarn is lying over this side and my beach yarn is lying over this side.